Hi, David.
Hello, Phil. How are you doing?
We have a certified legend of comedy with us tonight.
Yes, I know she's a legend because last night I paid good money.
Wow.
I bought 2 tickets. My wife did not go. She was at work. But I got to see this legend on a show called Legends at the Hollywood Improv.
Yeah.
And she was so great that when she finished, I left because I was fully satisfied. It was like 15 minutes or 20 minutes of the best comedy I've seen in years. And it was so good, it was enough for me. I didn't even try to get my money back at all from the improv.
She also, if I'm not mistaken, was the first female Asian comedian to have a sitcom on national television.
Absolutely, All-American Girl, and we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to beg her to read a passage from her amazing book, I'm the One That I Want, her national bestseller. I have the paperback with me because there's a section that made me think about you. Because I think, in terms of
because I'm a female Asian comedian.
You are the one that I want. No, you are. I think what you are is someone who has always sort of stood up for yourself in television. And this is a passage that I thought shows like the importance. It's a good thing for the kids out there to know is like, just don't get the break. Make sure the break is what the break you want it to be, and make sure the show is what you always say is they're going to cancel you anyway, so you might as well make the show you want, which I think is a lesson that comes through in the book and in a lot of what Margaret said. But I've had the best time researching for this episode. I've had everything from revisiting a movie we both, I think, love called Face Off.
Just saw it again recently.
To listening to podcasts with Monica Lewinsky that our guest has done with, and I've learned so much, and I can't wait to talk to her. So maybe we should stop talking to one another.
Ladies and gentlemen, Margaret Cho.
Let's spill the beans, chew the fat, food for thought, jokes on tap. Talking with our mouths full, having fun. A piece of cake and humble pie, serving up a slice of life. Leave the dressing on the side, it's naked lunch. Clothing optional.
Wow, what
There's
a
our
great
intro.
That's amazing. Thank you both.
You can take us on the road.
Yes, I would love that. That's incredible.
Can you, since I saw you last night, and I'll get into some of the brilliant things you said, but you're literally on a show called Legends, and in the improv, a nice small room in LA, everyone was seeing. I didn't stick around, so I don't know, but they were billing that Jay Leno, Howie Mandel, all sorts of cool people, and then ending with Nikki Glaser doing her Golden Globes set, practicing the material. But I think you show up. It's not like you've ever retired as a successful stand-up. You show up and still do the work all the time. Is that true?
Oh yes, we all have to. I think we all have to, because it's like you have to keep practicing because everything changes. And like Nikki Glaser, she's an incredible comedian. She's probably one of the best doing it today. I think nobody can argue with that. That's true. But she has been going up multiple times per night in these last few weeks to prepare for the Golden Globes. She has to practice. We have to practice. And that's why Jay Leno is the greatest, because he's out there every single night. He brings a different car. Last night he brought a Fiat 500. Which I would not think that you would think would be some classic car or some amazing turn of the century motorcycle, but no, it's a Fiat 500.
I used to see him when he was still doing the Tonight Show on Mulholland. I'd pass him almost every day in a different car, and always one that I would never think to drive. So it's
Did you see his set last night?
I didn't. I actually left early. I usually like to take the geriatric spot and go on between 7 and 7:30. I'm at home.
When we're all still awake.
Yeah, because I need to go to bed.
Me too.
I can't stay up that late.
Me too.
Well, I got to say, it was such an effortless, like, it appeared effortless, but I will say, like, just as proof of, like, if you're a great comedian, you can handle anything, because in your 15 to 20 minutes, first you were introduced as one of the best stand-ups of all time, and then immediately proved it. I thought that was great. But literally the material was like, you dealt with what happened in Minneapolis yesterday in a way that, again, I don't know, the idea of something being too soon in comedy, like you somehow made that, you made a really powerful point about that I actually used in a political discussion I had this morning with someone about it, because you made the point like of this is going to be impactful because, you know, a white woman got killed.
A white woman got killed. Like, this is serious stuff. I mean, we've seen a lot of people be killed by ICE, but this is the first time I've seen, and it was on camera. So white women are not going to take this well, and they need to rise up. I think white women can really change things because they have the privilege and the strength, the societal clout to actually move the needle. And it's powerful when white women get involved in civil rights. It really makes a huge difference. And so I'm really encouraging white women, remember, you know, when you have beef, you make beef Wellington. Like, you actually murder a whole bloodline. Like, this is a very real thing. White women should harness their privilege and their anger at this moment. It's a very strong point. But I also want to use comedy to do it. I think you can really motivate people with jokes in a way that is meaningful.
And you got to Maduro and what had happened with him, and you managed to get from there to Diddy.
Well, they're sharing a prison. They're both in the New York City Metropolitan Jail. So, you know, Diddy's probably like, they took my oil too, buddy. You know, like, these are real things. I think it's yeah, for most comedians, if you have to strike too soon, there's something about it that is really meaningful if you can address it right away. So it's what I loved always about what Jay Leno has always done, is that he always is very topical and addresses things right away. He's not a political guy, but it's still with social things, he's very on top of what's happening.
Well, it was a great set, and we're very thrilled to have you here. I can't believe that you and Phil haven't really gotten to know each other over the years, because your sitcom was sort of, is it
right before ours?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
you went off in 95. We came on in 96.
Yes.
So thanks for paving the way for a young unknown comedian.
Oh, it's so wonderful. Well, I'm a fan of the show, and
Thanks.
you know, this was a great time when they were taking sitcoms to frame great talent.
Yeah.
So, you know, whether it was Ray Romano or Jerry Seinfeld, or
we're not familiar with that Seinfeld, but yeah.
But you know, it was like all about taking comedians and putting them right in the center of the frame, and then, you know, really making the show about them, around them. And you know, I really loved your world.
I loved yours too. We have something in common. We both got successful making fun of our mothers.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. It's very
That's where it
important.
all comes from.
It is, because it's kind of like the way that we separate ourselves from our families is
But
to use mockery.
Look how specific you were in doing your mom. And that was a real lesson, because I don't know that world, but you made it so relatable by being so specific.
Yes.
That's what I learned in writing the pilot for Raymond, was be as specific as possible, because that's where the universality comes from. If you were just vague, if you just did a vague mom, you know, Asian mom, in quotes, yeah, it might be funny a little.
Right.
But you had such a specific character that you were drilling down to.
Yes. Well, she's so rich. She still provides. She's 90. And
She is.
Last night you told the story. Now tell me, is that the Whitney Cummings of it all in the house? Is that all true?
Yeah, it's all true.
If you tell us that
Well,
story?
my mother moved to assisted living, so she has a beautiful home.
Yeah.
And
she's
so
90.
She's 90, and the home is being rented by comedian Whitney Cummings.
Oh.
And so my mother is so starstruck. Like, oh, do you know Whitney Cummings? Do you know Whitney? She's so famous. She's so much better than you.
Oh, no.
You bring shame on our family.
Is better than you the made-up part of this story?
No, she thinks Whitney Cummings is much better than me. Did you see the roast? The roast, there's so much roast. So,
Well, but I'm sure you that she brings shame on her family too.
I think she does. Oh
Yeah.
no, she's wonderful. But it was just a funny thing, like that. My mom was like, just so wow, Whitney coming, wow, like just. And so Whitney is always offering to go over to visit her in her assisted living and sending flowers. They have a very loving thing.
And the point you made last night is in the home that you bought.
Yeah. I mean, I purchased the house that Whitney Cummings is renting, but it doesn't matter. So, yeah.
Well, it's just like, but there is no end to it in that, like, we've told the story, I think, before, but I was once with Phil's parents, Max and Helen's, before they were the greatest diner in the world. They were actually great couple, and we were with them once when Phil was showing a pilot that I think it was an animated pilot, and I think it was Phil's dad, I think it was Max, who said, you know what you should do? Add a character like Kramer on Seinfeld. That Seinfeld is a good show.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, he created everybody loves Raymond.
Parents are all the same. We would get letters from Sri Lanka. That's my mother.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got the same.
Of course.
It's all the same. It's just, different specific things. I remember my dad telling Monica after seeing an actor, you know what she does is something that you could try. She makes her voice go high and low. Why don't you give that a shot?
Uh-huh.
Maybe you'll be successful if you make... Thanks, Dad.
It's very, it's like this, in the specifics, there is the universality, that is like that whole God is in the details idea. It's so true.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing that came across in your book and in some of the interviews I've heard recently is just you in retrospect, and there's a passage in here I found really powerful about it because it made me think of...
Let's hear it.
Most comedians say that the best thing you can hope for as a comic is to have your own sitcom. This is the top. This means you have made it. It is supposedly what we all aspire to. I guess this was what I wanted too, but I never really thought about the work that it would entail. I believed being rich and famous would somehow take care of all of that for me. I thought that I would innately know what to do, and even if I didn't, I'd have so many shrewd advisors. I pictured myself sitting on the set in a crisp white shirt and a black leotard, straddling my folding chair and barking out orders to yes men as I dragged deeply on a Chesterfield. I'd spend my nights getting to parties late and drag my faux fur across the floor of crowded rooms. I'd throw my head back when I laughed, have orgasms from intercourse, win Emmys, and deliver acceptance speeches while prettily holding back tears. I'd receive diamond necklaces from millionaire suitors and give them to my friends like Madonna in that video. I'd enjoy being a girl and ultimately become the beautiful swan I knew I was inside.
It's so...
That is
great.
Actually what happened to me.
Well,
yes.
But here's the thing. Phil, like, you've sort of recounted, like, and not in a way that is mean, but like, I think it was Gail Berman who had to come and make, tell you something I don't think she wanted to tell you that.
No, I feel bad for Gail because Gail was just relaying to me. So the network thought that I was too fat to play the role of myself. And so they wanted me to lose a bunch of weight. And so they saddled the woman, she was the only woman in that job. And because we were friendly, Gail came to me and said, you're going to lose some weight. And she didn't want to say that. I felt bad for her about that whole thing. And, I think we just didn't know we had to do what the network wanted us to do. And this is in the 90s. So we think about like bodies too. We just had a different view of women's bodies and it was really strictly policed. And then, I lost all this weight and I had all these problems from it. But then the show was canceled and replaced by Drew Carey because he's so thin. He's so skinny that, no, I love Drew. But he's actually quite thin nowadays. He's got a great body. But it's like really like... this funny thing where like men don't have to worry about that sort of stuff where I was really responsible for it.
100%. And reading the book and hearing some of the stories made me realize the extent to which, men have to, there's so many things. And the Monica Lewinsky podcast you did, I realized, oh my God, like, and I'm married to a woman for 31 years, but I don't think enough. Men don't think enough about that. And then you had being a pioneer in terms of depicting an Asian family, but you made the point of like, their issue was really with your face. And
Yeah.
it wasn't just the weight. It was, I think, in a way
No.
where that was coded because they were uncomfortable with an Asian woman.
They hadn't seen an Asian woman before in that kind of leading role. And so it was so like, how can we fix this? What is going on? Like, why aren't they connecting? And I think they weren't connecting because I, as a performer, I'm a very raunchy nightclub comedian, more in the style of like Red Fox. So clearly I should have had a junkyard. They really needed me to.
They needed to domesticate you.
Yeah. They were trying to domesticate me. Well, they're trying to make me earlier. Like now, it maybe would fit in. I would do very well in the geriatric hour or 8 p.m. on television, I think. But back then, I was made for late night, I think.
Really interesting. And because it made me realize Phil, I just got to watch because I met him as a journalist writing about Everybody Loves Raymond as I was taking off. And then we became friends to a certain degree, sort of friendly. And
we'll see how today goes.
Yeah, exactly. But I watched how he reacted. And like, for instance, like what you're talking about is like the people around you, and you're not negative about any of really about them, but I don't think everyone handled things because no one had handled them before. You were groundbreaking
Right.
on many levels. Phil, I watched, for instance, when Raymond took off, he was offered or took some giant production deal like they were offering in those days to do other things and leave. And I watched you sort of wrestle with, like, you sort of, I think maybe because you'd been around TV a while, but you realized, I don't want to leave and do another show. I want to do this show and do it well, I don't know if you had to give them money back.
I did.
You did have to give the money back.
Yeah.
Maybe not a good decision.
No, it was because, listen, Raymond did okay and is still on to this day. So who's to say it would have done as well had I left? We don't know. But I'm happy I did because I was writing about my family.
Right.
And when do you get that opportunity? We probably get one time to hit it. So
That's
it has
true.
to be right.
But what do you think now, like the second or third, fourth guest on our podcast ever was Michelle, when Everything Everywhere All at Once came out. We've had Melvin Marr on talking about, different sitcoms.
Yeah.
And like you've set the stage, the ground you broke is turned out to be much more fertile now.
Yes.
There's not that many things in the world currently that feel like they've gotten better. That does feel like that's gotten better.
It does. Like Asian representation in
Yes.
television definitely has, and it's really exciting. It could be better, but I think what was hard was after my show was canceled, they didn't try it again for a quarter of a century. They didn't try to do another Asian American family show until
Just off the boat.
Fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it took a quarter of a century. Like that's how long it took between chances. So really, it's taken a long time. I think that it could still be better, but it's definitely improved.
Well, there's certainly more opportunities in different channels and streaming and YouTube and everything else. By the way, family sitcoms was 5 years till the next one hit. After Raymond, it wasn't until Modern Family 5 years later.
Right.
And the executives never want to admit that these shows, family shows, are actually the building blocks of TV.
Right.
Because they're not cool. And I think personally, the executives don't want that uncool show on their resume.
Right.
So it doesn't matter, Asian, Jewish, doesn't matter. The family show is not the sexy thing.
Right. But it's the watch thing. It's
It is
the
the watch
comfort
thing.
thing.
It is.
It's also the things that we return to.
Yeah.
That's why I always love multicams. It's something,
Me too.
there's something so earnest and beautiful about them.
It's perfect in between theater and film.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so great. And I think it'll be back because people like it. And
Yes.
especially now, we're all craving comfort of some kind.
Right. It's necessary.
Because it's rough out there.
Right.
I had a bigger thought about this exact topic this morning because I was talking to someone about the political situation. And I thought, what is real? Because I think a lot of us have reason to think, what is wrong with the world these days? And I think part of it is the social cohesion in entertainment needs to return. Like a show like Raymond, families watched that together.
Yes.
And now we're in a place where your dad might be of a different, your grandparent might be of a different political persuasion in this moment. So you don't actually talk to one another. You now have news channels that are just for you, so that you never have to be confronted with everything. So I think the sitcom and that kind of mass entertainment, and even movies that bring us into a theater to sit with one another, we're lacking cohesion.
Right. That's why I think that there's so much popularity in shows that are kind of secular, like The Masked Singer, where everybody can kind of come together and be like, who is that in there?
Right.
Who's in that suit? And there's no political agenda that you can push or whatever about it. You just want to know who's in that suit. Like,
in fact, because I worked
This explains, is it cake?
oh, yes. Yes.
I worked on Masked Singer. You were on Masked Singer.
I was on the first season.
And what's
Wow.
funny is there was a moment when I was no longer consulting on the show where there was some politician who they had come out from the mask, and people were furious.
It
Because
was Rudy Giuliani.
It was Rudy Giuliani.
Rudy Giuliani.
He was singing?
Yes.
And could he sing?
No, but it was, I mean, there's a lot of people on there that can't really. It's sort of not about that, but it was just that somebody like him who is just somebody that you don't want to see. I think Sarah Palin was in there too.
Oh.
One of the
Do
ones.
people boo when the mask comes off?
No. Everybody is very.
And if they did, it would be edited out.
Right.
yeah,
They're shocked.
everybody is very polite and
Yes.
so seems to be excited. You know,
Yes.
at least they found out who it is.
I can only tell you, working on that show, I talked to my wife about this recently, where like when my son came to one of the early first rehearsals, like I got to sneak him in, and when I saw how he reacted, I said, this is either, because this was it was a foreign,
Yeah, it's a Korean show. It's a Korean
show.
television show.
Exactly. And I thought, I didn't know what the fuck it was. And then the minute I saw the reaction in the audience, I said, oh my God, this is going to be
It's enormous.
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 And it was.
Did your mom like the show?
I love Listen, how can they not guess? Everybody know you. Everybody know you.
She couldn't understand why they didn't know me. 'Cause everybody know you.
What were you dressed as?
I was a poodle, and nobody guessed who I was. Even Ken Jeong, who I was on his sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
I played his sister,
Dr.
Right.
Ken.
and I used to have him open for me when he was a student at Duke University.
Oh.
So he was somebody I've known for a quarter of a century, more than that, and didn't recognize my voice either.
Wow.
Didn't know.
By the way, your voice, forgive me, I didn't realize, because you have a real straightforward music record that's beautiful.
Thank you.
That I've never listened to that. I didn't know it existed until one of your podcast interviews recently.
Yeah.
Is it Lucky Gift?
That's that's my power pop record.
Well, I'm
Wow.
a power pop guy.
Oh,
That is
good, yeah.
a great record.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I love it too.
She's the whole package.
Yeah. I'm like an old school. I'm like Debbie Reynolds. Like, I want to have a dance school. I'm
Oh,
probably going to. Like
that's
that
great.
kind of. I want to like an old school entertainer that has the Las Vegas Review where they do a little bit of comedy and music and.
One of the greatest
Everything.
moments of my whole career was there was a show called Movies Rock, which was like Don Mischer, late great Don Mischer produced. But Debbie, this was like not that long ago, but right before clearly before she passed, Debbie Reynolds was one of the presenters talking about the MGM musicals or whatever it was. And Don Mischer said, Debbie Reynolds would like to see you. And she clicked her fingers and said, I need a writer. Where's the writer? And so I felt like I was at MGM, like I was a studio
Wow.
writer. And she goes, give me a joke here. And I gave her a joke, and she goes, it's a good joke. Let's call my daughter Carrie Fisher and get a second joke. And we did. And I thought, like, those people are just, she was pure. I don't know if
So
you ever got to meet her.
incredible.
She was pure
I knew
magic.
Carrie, but I never got to meet Debbie. What a legend. Both of them. Incredible.
Were you a Carrie fan?
Of
friend?
course. Who wasn't? Yeah. She was incredible. And I'm a Debbie fan too.
Yes.
Debbie, for sure. Just both of them. So different.
Yeah.
Also, just so genius.
Well, they say something about the different decades they had to work their way into. In other words, Carrie was clearly the rock and roll
Yeah.
era, and lived it hard and was just magnificent.
Mm-hmm.
But Debbie, I always think we've had Sean Cassidy on a few times, and we talk about his mom, Shirley Jones. It's
yeah.
the women of that generation.
They worked hard. They worked so.
They also lived hard. They married crazy men.
Yeah,
like
Jack Cassidy and like all of the craziness. And then Shirley, she's very positive outlook. I think I read her book. She's quite a filthy bird. I was surprised at all of the masturbation talk. There's quite a lot of filthy talk.
Shirley Jones?
In Shirley Jones's autobiography.
Now I can't watch The Partridge Family.
No, you can. I think you can watch it with a little more insight.
Exactly.
Maybe I can really watch it.
Something was going on in that bus.
Happy, Phil.
Wow.
It was very,
She's marrying the librarian. I can't think of her this
it's
way.
It's very lurid. It's shocking. It's shocking.
Well, that's what's funny is it's men projecting onto women. Some like Shirley Jones is Mrs. Partridge to me, and then you go, no, she's a woman who married a bunch of men,
formed,
some took her money,
complicated, beautiful woman who lived many, many lives.
Still alive.
Yes.
Also 90 something.
Yes.
Doing great.
Yeah.
She's great. I love Sean Cassidy too. He's super cool.
Who did you grow up watching and who influenced you the most?
Oh, Joan Rivers.
Oh,
the most.
Yeah, I knew her.
Yeah, she was phenomenal.
Did you get to meet and talk with her?
Yes. I was lucky enough to become friends with her later in life,
right.
Yeah. And she helped me so much, and she would do everything, every time I got on a TV show, she would come on and guest star. And
great.
She was just so warm, and if I had questions or career advice, I would always ask her. She was just always open to me, and so I was really lucky to know her.
I'll say. So she was number one.
The best.
Yeah.
And still, and I would go see her perform live, and I just couldn't believe how crass she was. It would really shock me. And I'm pretty crass. So I was really, I would be embarrassed. Like, oh my gosh, how can she say that? And she just really, she impressed me every time.
Yeah.
I really loved her.
I was around her. I got to work with her a couple of times, but also I once was at whatever the home shopping network that she worked on.
QVC, yes.
I once had to go to QVC to host. Hall & Oates wouldn't go on unless I hosted the segment instead of their talent. So I was in the same hotel with her, and we were the only two people at the best hotel in whatever bumfuck Pennsylvania town this was. And she was always down at the front desk complaining about pillows and things, trying to,
no.
But she was being funny and making them all laugh. And there's two people. There's another person who was important, I think, in your inspiring you, Robin Williams.
Yes.
Robin Williams was another person who, in my dealings with him, what I was always impressed with, he made you probably had a better sense of what tormented him. I just saw how much joy he brought to everyone at every backstage area I ever was. He would include everyone and make everyone laugh, and he just was so amazing that way.
So amazing and so kind and generous. But I think that part of it, in the community of comedy in San Francisco, I think he had a lot of guilt because he was so famous and so wealthy. So all of the comedians that he came up with, he was always doing things for them, like sending them checks to pay for surgeries and kids' educations and stuff, being very just money forward, because he didn't feel like he deserved all of the success that he had in a lot of ways, which is really sad. But he was also incredibly shy and withdrawn too. So that's such a juxtaposition of who you think he is in life.
Yeah, I dealt with him too, and he was just a normal, sweet guy until he was called upon to be Robin Williams.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it would come alive, and he was just this incredible creature. But what an astounding person.
Oh, look, lunch. I hope you're hungry.
This is the best part of Naked Lunch besides the company.
An actual lunch.
Now, where did we get this from today?
You picked it, Phil.
Yes.
What was it
Is
called?
the name on there?
LA Sandwich Bar.
LA Sandwich Bar. This is new for us, David.
Yes.
This is on Melrose, I believe. Here's your Rio.
Oh, thank you. My goodness.
And we're sharing as usual. David and I, one of the reasons we're good friends is that we will share
you
things.
pick two, and I'll share whatever it is.
Yes.
He likes to share. But by the way, we should have asked if Lucia wanted to split.
She's all right.
Will she share with you?
No, she can't really have anything except boiled chicken. She's got a very plain diet.
By the way, I'm going to say our most well-behaved guest
She's
we've ever had.
incredibly. She's so
you.
polite and genteel. I love that you can just eat a sandwich. I despise a picky eater.
Oh,
Well, if I kind of choose my friends over who's going to eat with me, right?
Right?
So if you can't eat anything, I'm sorry.
It's a problem.
Don't be shy.
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you.
You sure?
Please go ahead.
All right.
in fact, I knew he would, because he usually will revert to the tuna and the turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And the only turkey sandwich I want more than whatever one he's going to order is Max and Helen's has a hot open turkey sandwich.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've been. I
I can't even get a table.
now
Well,
you
now
might
you
know
Now
that.
we can.
You know a guy.
Yes, that's it. I've been
I'd
wanting
be
to go
honored for you to
forever. I
come.
would love to go. And I said a hot, open-faced tuna sounds very good.
Tuna melt.
Mm.
Hot open turkey sandwich with gravy
Oh,
and
okay.
cranberry sauce and
Kind
mashed
of like
potatoes.
Thanksgiving,
A
but
little
without
bit.
the stuffing.
That's it.
That sounds great.
That's a diner staple. What are your favorite restaurants?
If growing up in San Francisco, you experienced some good cuisine. I
Oh
imagine.
yeah, San Francisco. I mean, I think Zuni Cafe.
Love it.
So
The
amazing.
roast chicken is a classic.
Everything. I just love their Caesar salad with
Yes.
the cornbread
Yes,
croutons.
beautiful.
It's just a beautiful place to eat. What I like to do is I like to get a hotel right by Japantown. So if I get a hotel in Japantown, I can just walk to On Sushi. On Sushi has like 12 tables a night. That's all they serve. It's
Right.
an omakase only. And so you just don't know what you're going to get. But it's the best sushi in the world. I think it's better than Tokyo.
What?
I think it rivals like something
Tell
like
us the name
Jiro.
again.
On AN. And it's only 12 covers. But it's so
I'm going.
It's not too expensive. I think it's maybe 125. So
Yeah.
for omakase, that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
But
Because
it's-
here it's like $400, $500 now. For
Yeah. But there, it's really not expensive. But I think because they have such a small place
Yeah.
and they just do a few seats, it's so powerfully, like I've come to tears at how
Oh.
good some of the things are, whether it's ankimo, like the
Yeah.
monkfish liver
I love
or
that.
stuff that it's really good. I also like, here I like sasabune.
Love.
It's very good. It's a good, very
Yeah.
solid omakase. Little bit pricey,
Yeah.
but really fantastic.
Sushi Zo here is great.
I haven't been there.
Yeah. It's a little pricey. I can't do it a lot.
Yeah.
But sushi again downtown.
Mhm. Yeah, that's excellent.
Excellent. It's funny. You said something that I do. I pick the hotel near where I want to eat as well. So
Yeah.
I stay by the ferry building
Oh, yeah.
because then on 2 days a week, they have the farmer's market.
Oh, perfect.
And that's spectacular. All the food there. Have
That
you done
building is amazing. We
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
breakfast
We-
there with
we
Alex Edelman.
That's right.
Oh, wonderful.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then there's like all the Hog Island oysters.
Mhm.
That's just so. I mean, if I could just eat oysters, like
So good.
because they're also different. And I love a little mignonette. I love a little cocktail. I love just Tabasco on it.
I like a little horseradish.
Oh yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
The first one I always eat plain. I want to just taste the oyster.
Just to see.
And then I put horseradish on.
Yeah,
yeah.
horseradish is
I
something.
love it.
So when you
So good.
tour, do you think about your dining? Because you tour a great deal.
Yes.
And so, but do you, or are you someone who can put up with whatever they serve at the comedy club, or you will?
I do. I actually kind of like comedy club food because I'll fuck up a chicken tender. I'm not.
Ray
I'm not-
lives by the wings at the cellar.
Oh yeah.
The best hot wings in the world.
So good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not proud. I love a hot like a pretzel with mustard. Like I just like
I'm
kind
the
of
same.
humble, simple kind of
Yes.
like club food.
Oh, I
Yes.
asked that because I love comedy club food. I
It's
love
good.
music. I love that. And a place that has a great burger at one of
Ooh.
those places is phenomenal.
I used to love the House of Blues.
Yes.
They
Oh,
had great food. They had a great
The Sunday
jambalaya.
brunch
Oh yeah,
with the gospel
so
music.
amazing, beautiful music, and just
When
the
I
greatest
first moved
food
here in the
Mhm.
late 80s,
Mhm.
I couldn't believe how great that was.
So I mean, you might see Phil Spector,
Yeah.
but try to go early.
Before he's there.
Try to go early in the
the
evening.
night of.
Yes.
I think I saw him that night.
Oh no.
I ran into him around that time that week.
Yeah.
And I have a theory on that that's never been proven, but I will not waste your episode. But
Tell us the theory.
Tell us.
I don't think anyone has ever accounted for the fact that that day that he killed that woman, I believe it was Rolling Stone reported that Paul McCartney was going to redo Let It Be because he hated the production of Phil Spector.
Wow.
What I was told from a good source, because I knew one of the women that testified against him, just because she was a person I worked with on music award shows. She had been around the business a while. She said he'd been off alcohol for many, many years, and that night he got drunk. I believe at the House of Blues with hostess.
Yes,
and I think that was the accelerant. I think this was a guy
I think you're right.
who had been sober. And
So it's Paul McCartney's fault.
no,
Kind
Rolling
of.
Stone's fault. So it's my fault.
That's like Trump invaded Venezuela because he saw Maduro dancing.
Which is also probably true. But
But I think that's right because Phil's going to hold a grudge. It's actually it's actually Phil Spector's fault for doing a bad job producing that record. That's what if you really let's boil it down to what happened. But
And he got outed.
Yeah, he felt outed. He was furious. I mean, he was a furious man. But why take it out on Lorna Clarkson? Poor lady.
oh, that's
Not fair.
Just a terrible story.
Terrible.
And also the terrible hair we had to look at in all the prison photos.
The wig, all of the different wigs.
Yes.
No, he looks, I mean, when you see the pictures, you're like, oh, I see. He is crazy.
Yeah.
He yelled at me once. I think it might have been the same night that we talked about with Adam Derwitz at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they played when they were obscure. That night, Fogerty, the Creedence got in, and I just remember for no good reason, Phil Spector came and yelled me about Creedence fighting. Like he was blaming me that Creedence wasn't getting along. So I did get yelled
That's
at once
crazy.
by Phil Spector.
Well, that does make sense though, because you would have a lot to do with that.
Yeah, exactly. I think I was having my bar mitzvah before they broke up, but I don't
I mean,
know.
just like the nonsense, the craziness, but at least you were actually there kind of to witness it all. And I would have loved to see Adam Derwitz back then. Derwitz, I saw Counting Crows. I just watched the documentary.
I'm in it.
so
I'm all
good.
over that documentary.
Yes, you're wonderful in
Oh,
it.
and I'm terrible in it. But Cyndi Lauper, who you toured with,
Yes.
was wonderful in it.
Yes, she's wonderful in it, but you're great in it. And I just remember I actually got to interview him too in the Capitol Records building when I was a
wow.
rock journalist very briefly. But I got to see them opening for Jellyfish in San
I
Francisco.
love Jellyfish.
One of the true great bands of the 90s, yes.
Yes, and they broke up so quickly, and I still listen to them all the
Well,
time. Andy Schumer or Andy whatever.
It's Andy. Well, that's what happens when a drummer is a singer. They always break up.
Too crazy.
It's destined to fail.
But you've been music adjacent, and I believe you dated one of my good friends in music. I won't get into that unless you want to. But being around music, did you open for a lot of bands, or
Yes.
did you tour or have a lot of bands open for you?
Yes. I didn't open. Well, I like for big tours. I did tour with Cyndi Lauper for a couple of years. She's just amazing, and so with her, I got to tour with Debbie Harry and the B-52s, who love a party. They're like party
You're a fan,
animals.
right?
Love.
Aren't they the
Who
greatest?
doesn't love them?
They're beautiful people, and they're so much fun. And Cyndi would always want Fred to sing True Colors at the end of the shows with us. He goes, Cyndi, I don't think anybody wants me to sing that song. You couldn't hear it. I mean, I don't think.
Oh my god.
Hilarious.
Is it really singing? It's sort of he does a talk singing like no. He's a great orator of some
It's
sort.
like it is like a poetic speech, but it's not singing. There's no like
But that band
song.
has an alchemy
Everything.
that just transports you to their own world.
Yeah.
Of like 50s sci-fi movie
Yes.
that has come to life in the music.
We had Don
It's
was on
incredible.
recently, not
Oh,
that
I
long
love
ago, and
him.
he told the story of how
Yeah.
they wrote. Was it Love Shack?
Mhm.
And it was a great what's funny is like we think of them as a band. You don't think they're like Southern eccentrics. They're like a band of these artists, like poet and not very non-binary, just an interesting fluid group of artists. But he told the story about how they would put a piece of paper on the wall.
Yes.
And each of them would write phrase that came to mind, and that was sort of how they wrote. Was it Love? I think it was Love Shack.
Tin Roof,
Yes.
Rusted.
Amazing.
Like all these compelling elements that, how does this make a song? You know, you have these beautiful female voices, you have this weird guy talking, then, you know, just these funky beats. But yeah, all of it, it's kind of space age, it's kind of mid-century,
Yeah.
it's kind of vintage store. It's very Athens, Georgia,
Yes.
which is also its own specific mystical place for music and art.
But
I've
it's
never been
so
there.
unusual, and yet once you hear the song, you know, oh, I know that world somehow.
Right.
It's
Right.
all back in our subconscious, even.
Yeah. And it's all, the songs are so weird because they're like about giving seabirds fish. There's always something about the fish. It's a little bit SpongeBob if you
Right.
think about those parallel lines. It's very SpongeBob.
I mean, just a totally successful enterprise. I think the whole thing is just so,
So
great.
good.
I think I'm the only one, though, I'm sure there's millions, but I was a fan of a record they did, I think it was their first non-big hit. David Byrne produced them. They did a record called Mesopotamia.
Yes.
And I felt like
It's a great record.
it was such a, it is, when you said SpongeBob, it was like,
Well, they certainly feel like cousins, right?
yes.
There's something, well, Tom Kenny has a kind of B-52's energy,
Yes.
you know, that this sort of frenetic, but kind of mid-century, but it's also kind of Jimmy Neutron, or
Right.
it's sort of Nickelodeon kind of, I don't know. It's all this stuff that's vintage television.
Yeah.
And, but the space age. So it's Jetsons.
What's so funny is when you talk about it, it reminds me, I moved here in 91. You were here, I think, 89?
89, yeah.
But I think I first would have seen you am I correct? In the early 90s, would you have been at Uncabaret?
Yes.
And are the friendships you made there? Are there any people who you still
Yes.
like? Because I that was very influential. Like
Very
now I go to
influential.
Largo, but
Yeah.
that Uncabaret early years, I remember seeing like, I think that's the first time I met Odenkirk. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of people.
Good old Bob. Yes.
Was that meaningful to you?
Yeah, all of those people were incredible. And there's, you know, I think comedians, though, we always see each other. We'll never stop seeing each other because it's a kind of a business that you never stop seeing each other. You just kind
And
of
it's family.
Yeah, your family, and you kind of just grow old together. It's just part of it. So you nobody in comedy ever really leaves, meaningfully leaves. So yeah, we're all still around.
In fact, one of Phil's best friends who we've had on the podcast and who I've gotten to know a little was a reoccurring, at least on your show, Judy Gold.
Oh, Judy Gold's amazing. Yes, she was on my TV show. She
Yes.
is a hilarious, very, very
Fantastic.
brilliant person. And so consistent. She's never changed. She's always been Judy.
Very dear friend. And I know you're an activist, and I want to know, I want you to give us some hope. What can we do today to help the situation?
I think just being involved and being aware and kind of knowing when you can be swayed by things, like just avoiding misinformation. And
It's hard.
That's really hard, especially with AI. Like, to me, I have a real problem identifying AI.
I posted a picture of the woman who was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And within half an hour, somebody DM'd me saying, that picture's AI. That's not really her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that's an innocent mistake
Of course.
because it looks like a human being
Right.
and it was a picture. It was just a nice picture of her.
Mm-hmm.
But of course I took it down because I don't want to be putting that
Yeah.
false thing out there.
Yeah.
It's very scary
Yeah.
because well-intentioned people
Mhm.
can be sucked into something that they, have no control over seemingly. Maybe the answer is don't post everything.
Well, I think, it's like I'm trying to be super careful because I'm so moved by emotion. When something happens,
Yes.
I want to try to
Yes.
help and try to promote or do something. But the thing is there's so much stuff out there that's not real. And I want to be able to sift through to make sure I know what actually is. So it's hard. I think that's the most important thing, especially for me as an older person. Like, I need to not be falling for AI.
Yeah. I mean, for a second, I thought it's a picture of the person. Does it matter that it's AI or
Mhm.
not? And then I thought, well, yeah, it does.
Mhm.
It's still a misrepresentation, even
Right.
if there's no harm that you can
Right.
see right away.
Right.
We should
Right.
just not have any of it.
I wish we could just get rid of it.
I wish we could too,
Yeah.
but there's too much money for a few people.
Well,
Right.
I was thinking about this because I was talking about Silicon Valley with a friend the other day, and I realized, like, in my head, because I spent some time working on shows in Silicon Valley, but in my head, San Francisco and Silicon Valley are the same thing, and I associate San Francisco with progressive thought, with sort of the the summer of love reheated in different ways, and I was sort of thought Silicon Valley, and I think even Steve Jobs maybe would have thought at some point there was like he still wanted the Beatles to be connected to Apple and
Yeah.
all that, but what's weird is I think it's like I realize we have to stop I think of what T-Bone Burnett told us when he did the podcast. He goes, Silicon Valley has been up to this game forever, that the initial instinct was, let's steal everything
Right.
and then let people sue us.
Yeah.
And I think there's still a sort of nastiness to that.
Well, it's technocrats. It's a new kind of oligarchy there.
Right.
So it's very scary. That kind of stuff really scares me because it's just it's big money trying to come and grab everything, and it shows us like. It does show us how important art is because they're trying to figure out how to make art without any of the effort, without artists. How can we make art without artists?
And cut them out of it.
And cut them out of it. Because artists are the biggest problem when it comes to art because you can't just take their art. So how can we recreate art so we don't have to deal with the artist? But this is proof that art is so valuable. So it should prove to us how important it is.
The paradoxes of our times, like I was thinking, like that's what's happening in news. Like with some of the stuff you're hearing about CBS News, it's like we're taking the news, the journalism out of news. We're taking
so sad.
the artist out of art. It just
Right.
We're doing the impossible, which is what AI is, and it's arguably things that shouldn't be done.
Right. Right.
But when they kill an innocent bystander, pretty much, one guy said today it was like it's our Kent State
yes.
moment, but that felt like a tipping point, and this doesn't feel like a tipping point, as horrifying as it is, and how angry we all are about this. What's it gonna take?
Yeah. Like, what is our tipping point? Like,
Yes.
this should be, but there should have been so many so far.
But this happened yesterday.
Yes.
And I feel like they had their vigils, and now we'll move on to the next horror.
Yes.
I think it's their game plan.
Right.
Replace today's horror with tomorrow's horror.
Which, because it's continually, every day
Yeah.
there's something else.
Well, I mean, literally,
And we're not talking about Epstein today
Yeah.
or when he attacked Venezuela.
Right.
right? It's this week. Venezuela
Yes.
Was
it's
this
It's this
week.
week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Minneapolis this week.
Right.
What a week we're having. But I can't. I'm so frustrated and sad because it doesn't have to be this way, and I don't understand why people who are supposedly in charge aren't a little bit braver.
Yeah. I mean, I think we need more than a strongly worded letter.
Yes.
Like, we need some real action.
Yes.
Like, I've been saying this for a long time. Like, we need Democrats who got bit by zombies to just go in. Like, really, I want feral, crazy politicians that are going to change things.
Is Newsom a little of that?
I
to
think
you?
so. I really like him because I think that he is he's really powerful. He's also very he's funny. He's charming. He's a good guy. I've known him for many years personally. We grew up around the same time together in San Francisco. So
Yes.
I'm behind him. I think that he's the one person that could really take on a Trump, because he is in a way a kind of a liberal version of Trump, a righteous, rooted in reality, sort of cult of personality figure.
But
And
what do you-
younger and better looking, which may
He's very
be
good
important.
looking.
But I think that's what would undo the Trump
Yes.
establishment. They, we're hitting that. I think it's something that in politics, I feel like it's all of our fault in a certain way. Is like, even I'm very much a fan of President Obama. I think about how we did not have the next generation of leadership sort of better positioned. It's like that. And I don't know if you know Nancy Pelosi or if you've run into her, but that San Francisco, like the fact that are a lot, that the leaders are 70, 80, and up, it's not a good thing. It's like,
no, it's also their technique of rising above it. and we're going to take the high road. That
Right.
doesn't work.
When they go low, we
go
maybe have
high.
to go low too.
We have to go lower. We actually have to fight more filthy and dirty. And that's what I do appreciate about Gavin Newsom, is that he's not afraid to troll. He's not afraid to hurt feelings. And I do think that Trump is intimidated by him, which I think is a bonus.
But these guys have guns and they're killing people.
They are.
So trolling will only go so far.
Right.
I hate to think that the only solution is going to be physical.
Yeah, that's really scary too. You know, I'm not one to arm myself. I don't really want to. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what it's come down to. It seems like it's very scary.
What do you do when they start killing you?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
You can't, it's not a strongly worded letter.
No. We need more than it's them holding up a little like placard. Like, what did they do the first time he spoke? Is they held up a little sign,
Oh, right.
or they turn their back.
Right.
They turn their back. We need more than that.
Yes. To get on to a few non-political questions, I always wanted to ask you.
This is not politics, David.
No, it's survival, actually.
Yes.
It's more
Yes.
of a survival issue. A few non-survival issues. Face Off. I'm just so curious what your experience was like
So-
making that movie, because that's John Woo,
Yeah.
John Travolta,
John Woo's great, and Nicolas Cage.
and Nicolas Cage, who I've worked with two. I've worked with Travolta and Cage, not
Oh.
John Woo.
Oh wow.
And I just wondered, what was your experience like?
John Woo's great. He looks and kind of smells like my father. So
which John?
John Woo.
Okay.
So I have a very close connection with him, and it was really fun to work with him. I love his movies, and he's a great guy. The food was phenomenal. So you would get like Chateaubriand and lobster tails every day at lunch.
What?
I've never seen
How could you work after that?
catering. So, I mean, it was so lavish. Well, because John Travolta, so he had in his contract,
Yeah.
he would work 10 hours a day, counting the time he flew from Santa Barbara in his own plane
Right.
to set and back. So home to home, door to door,
10
hours. That was it. And 2 hours of that would be for this lavish lunch in the middle of the day. And John would come around, and he and I would have lunch in his trailer. The movie only takes place over about 3 days.
Right.
So I wear the same suit for the whole time. So I gained about 20 pounds. They had to put an elastic band in the back of my suit because I gained so much weight, like all on my back and shoulders. But I was eating like beef Wellington and boysenberry pie. And when you eat pie with John Travolta, he'll eat the whole pie. He'll just take a fork and go right for the 9-inch. Right in the middle. He'll eat the whole, starting from the middle.
Was this in the after? I'm trying to remember the history of it. Was this after he was a Pulp Fiction comeback moment? Was this? I think it was.
It was right after.
So he was in a
He was
power
in
position.
his prime. So this is right before Primary Colors.
Right.
This is right before that weird movie where he had a tattoo and he had a bald head.
Yes.
So he was like really like, just come back out of Pulp Fiction. It was really raring to go. So he was really in his kingly prime.
I have to say, I worked with him just on a Bee Gees tribute, Grammy tribute,
Oh.
and he hosted. And I worked closely with him because he was afraid of hosting because he had just done the Oscars and had the
Idina Menzel. Oh,
meltdown.
yeah.
And we figured out how to address that with the right kind of presidential prompter.
Oh.
But I got to see a really charming side.
He's a lovely man.
He was great.
He's like a king because he's from like an old world, like old school Hollywood, like real golden age of Hollywood. So he's very kind of different kind of person. Chow Yun-fat is also like that. I got to meet him through this whole process of working with John Woo, and Chow Yun-fat is like being with Cary Grant. They have this old school Hollywood energy that you go, oh, this is a real star. So John Travolta's like that too.
And how was Nick Cage for you?
So mean. He for half of it. And then for the other half, he was nice because I'm on the John Travolta side. So in the movie, they switch faces.
Yes.
So he's in character the whole time. He's like the original method actor. So he was very kind to all of the sort of bad guys. And then he would switch personas when they were shooting when he was the John Travolta character. So it was so confusing.
He's so crazy.
He was in character the whole time.
Okay,
That's why we love watching him, because
so
it's so
weird.
unpredictable.
It's so unpredictable.
But by the way, he told me something when I interviewed him around adaptation. He told me something that I thought it stays with me, because he said
It's a great movie.
he talked about his family and the Coppolas and the craziness in his family. He goes, but I'll never say that any of this on the record because I'm a good samurai. And I thought, wow, I like that, and I think when he went through his financial meltdown and all his career, which has now sort of come back up.
Yeah.
But I thought he didn't really ever go and cry in the media. And I thought, oh, he's a good samurai.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he also, what's wonderful is he leaned into the genres that were profitable for him, which is like the weirdo horror or
Yes.
just the crazy, unhinged kind of lower budget productions where he could just be masterful in the craziness of embodying these characters. That was so bizarre.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, because he did that in Peggy Sue Gets Married, like in a
He was
mainstream
doing
movie.
the same thing.
But he could do the same thing. He's just so...
Or Vampire's
Are you a
Kiss.
fan or are you a mixed
Love.
feelings?
I love his movies. I love
He's
watching
so
him.
great.
He's so entertaining.
Yeah,
to
so
watch.
entertaining. And, just like a beautiful guy to watch. Like he's got a big body. And he's also just got weird, like his life is weird. Like I wanna know, like he's married to Lisa Marie Presley, and he bought the La Lurie mansion in New Orleans. Just stuff like he just. We also share a cat breeder.
Oh,
Our he has a cat from the same breeder that I have, so our cats might be related.
And does your cat and Lucia get along well?
Lucia is so sweet to the cats. We all had a family trip to the vet, and the vet was trying to take the temperature of the cats by putting the thermometer up her butt, and she was like kind of trying to get away, and Lucia was barking and threatening the vet tech, growling under her breath.
Lucia looks pretty tough.
Like, don't touch my sister.
oh.
It was very sweet.
And you have, I saw this, you have a catio.
I have a very large catio.
So do you know what that is?
No.
It's a big patio that encloses my cats. So my cats are all indoor cats, so they never go outside, but they have a supervised area that they can go outside in my house. It surrounds the entire property. So the catio is actually larger than my house, but it's just outside. So they can enjoy the outdoors, but they don't have to worry about coyotes.
So it's like a screen,
It's all screened in. It's like
Yeah.
a screened in patio.
Oh,
but around the house.
It goes all the way around. So there's all sorts of trails and kind of like paths they can take.
That's cool.
It's really cool. It looks like, what is that ride at Disneyland? We used to have, it was a Country Bear Jamboree.
yes.
It's that. It's all wooden and it's very, they love it. It's very nice.
So you've put your money into this.
Yeah. I mean, my animals are really important.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I love this whole idea. It'd be great for kids too.
Yes. They would, yeah. Kids have gone in there. They really have a good time playing with the cats in there. And
How many cats?
I have 3.
And this whole giant world that you've built is for 3 cats.
For 3 cats, yes.
You
My
could
entire
have
house is all built for them too.
You could have a lot more cats.
I could have a lot more cats.
You could become a cat lady.
I think I technically am. I think if you have more than 2,
You're a
it's
cat lady?
officially that. But yeah, I could support many more.
We are 2 late blooming dog people. My wife never wanted one, but we got our first dog 2 years ago, and I just love my dog. And the pandemic, like the day the pandemic started, you got
We
Murray,
got our
right?
puppy, yeah. Just he had his 6th birthday yesterday.
Oh, cute.
Murray the dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Love him so much.
And you realize, like, when I think again about the social moment in our culture, it's like, I go, like, could we at least be as nearly as nice as our animals? Like, animals don't, like you said, like,
Well, talk
Lucia-
about comfort.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, being a pet owner, that's the comfort in your life.
Yes.
It's just this beautiful security that you have, unconditional love, and just a respite from terrible.
Yeah, and they're just they're so comforting and just so beautiful, and they just always happy to see you. It's always nice.
Yes.
One more person I wanted to ask about, because I was, again, in trailing your different podcast appearances, I realized, not trailing, you did the last Bob Saget podcast.
Oh, that was
And
terrible.
he's someone, I didn't know him well. I'd met him, but
I knew
you
him.
did.
Yeah.
What
And-
a wonderful
and,
guy.
Lovely
yeah,
guy.
what a great guy.
And so funny.
And that you just
So
happened
funny.
to, you just happened to catch
Just
up with him,
happened to
right?
be, yeah, it was so, it was so sad because it was just, I did it and then he was dead. And it was just like, what the hell? Like, that was really shocking. And what a beloved, nobody more beloved than
The
him.
range of people who talk about him.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like when someone passes like that, and that was a horrible being on his own on a comedy show.
Just
or
an
whatever.
accident. Awful.
But what's weird is I've never heard anyone who hasn't said how much they loved him.
They
from
loved him.
every background.
Everybody.
Everyone
It's the
loved him.
strangest accident.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever know like the truth of it because
No.
the way the injury was didn't make sense.
Yeah.
According to what they said it was.
Right.
It's a very bizarre.
Terrible
Terrible.
thing. But could happen to any of us. Like while we're traveling or on the road, you just kind of like something happens to you.
Something happened, but I
So
mean,
awful.
I hate to think it was an attack of some kind. But-
That just seems unimaginable. But you know what else could explain it?
It can't.
Yeah.
Do you
So
love
awful.
the comedy touring life, or do you get it? Because a lot of musicians will talk about how they hate it, but I've run into a few comedians. Maybe it was we had a couple. Tom Papa on recently. Like, some people really love it.
I do. I love it. I mean, the way that comedians do it is a lot easier because we just go out a couple of weekends a month and then come back. With musicians, they're like out for months and they're on a bus and they're in close quarters with their like crew, and it's just too much. But for comics, it's just us. We just go on the road for a couple of days, come back home. Like and the way that we travel is really cushy, and we get to eat different things. It's all about eating.
Do you leave time every place you go to find the restaurant and do the?
I'm usually like lucky enough to sort of come across it or things that we kind of come back to. I'm also very pleased by very little. I think Raising Cane's is so good, and I'm really excited that we have one here in Hollywood just now. Their lines are around the
They
block.
opened?
They opened, and it's a madhouse. I saw 2 Waymos in line to get takeout, to get the drive-through.
I'm working in the parking lot where a lot of the Waymos spend the night, and like
Oh.
even coming here, I was surrounded by Waymos.
It's
And
weird.
it is that weird feeling where you go, if someone screws up here, I'm going to be blamed because I'm the only one who could make the
Yeah.
human failure.
You're
Right,
sentient
right.
being.
It felt very like a John Woo movie all of a sudden. with-
I plan
very
out.
mysterious.
If I know I'm doing a date in some place, I'm know where I'm going to eat that
Yes.
meal before the show. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great,
Makes
it's a
it
great
so
thing.
fun.
You get to plan out like,
Yes.
and then it makes it a special. Or sometimes they'll like you can get them to make a meal and bring it to the venue,
Ah, yes.
which is also really nice
Done
too.
that. Yes.
That's really fun.
I don't know if you know her. I would hope you do. Bonnie Hunt, who's one of our
Oh yeah, of
favorite
course, she's wonderful.
comedians. I happened to see her on New Year's Eve, and she made the joke that I've made to my wife 8 times over the last few months, which is, are you flirting with that Waymo driver or whatever? And she said, that Waymo driver was flirting with me. And my wife broke out laughing. And I'm like, I've been telling that joke from the other angle.
It's so
but
funny.
Bonnie's funny.
But Bonnie Hunt is not
Bonnie is very funny. I remember
Very
her talk show.
Yeah,
she
that was
was
great.
great.
She's really, really good too.
She's so special.
Well, you're special.
Thank you.
We love having you.
And
Tell the
Lucia.
people you're on a tour now.
I'm
aren't
on
you?
tour now.
And it's called.
Choligarchy. And I'm all over, so you can go to margaretcho.com for tickets. I'm performing everywhere,
All over the country.
all over the
Do
country.
you go overseas too?
No, not right now. I'm taking a little break from traveling over the borders just because I talk so much about this administration on
Yes.
social media. I just don't want to get in
Stopped
an
at the border.
altercation.
Well,
So-
as we've found, they don't need an excuse.
They don't
Margaret.
need an excuse.
So
So
Be
I mean, it's
careful.
very crazy, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I'm just trying to be careful. But for now, in the States,
okay, good. We'll find you,
yes.
Margaret Cho. Everybody.
Thank you.
Naked Lunch is a podcast by Phil Rosenthal and David Wild. Theme song and music by Brad Paisley. Produced by Will Sterling and Ryan Tillotson. With video editing by Daniel Ferreira. And motion graphics by Ali Ahmed. Executive produced by Phil Rosenthal, David Wild, and our consulting journalist is Pamela Chellen. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend. But if you can't take my word for it, take Phil's.
And don't forget to leave a good rating and review. We like 5 stars, you know.
Thanks for listening to Naked Lunch, a Lucky Bastards production.